Welcome to Wagons of Steel. It's a party and everyone's invited. Today, my second video since I took my long break, I'm going to give you a race report. I don't have any video of the racing itself because there's too much work and I don't have my shit together enough to walk and chew gum at the same time. Next time I go racing, I promise I'll have more video of the actual racing action, but I can tell you how it went. We dropped the new motor in the car, and everything sounded great. We loaded it up. It was perfect. Got out to the track. It was Friday was test and tune, and Saturday and Sunday was racing. So went out, and I've got my logbook here. Everyone should keep a logbook. Not everyone does, but it's really handy. So over the weekend, I made a total of 13 runs. When I got out on Friday, my first pass was a 1097 at 122.3 miles per hour, which it's good. It's my index is 1140, so it's under the index, so I can race. It's good. It was right where we left off last time I was racing a year ago in Bakersfield. I was a little disappointed because I want to go faster than that, but you know it's never easy, and it takes a little while to get stuff all scienced out. The second pass was a 1109, and the third pass was an 1105, and that ended it for Friday. There were a lot of people there. It was Pacific Raceway, and it's the first race of the year. So they came back out on Saturday, and I started to have my lights together. I cut a 21 light. My first light was a 37 red light, and then I had like a 2-something huge red light in the second pass, and then I started to get my act together. You know, cutting a decent light's a very important part of drag racing. If anybody who doesn't knows. So after that, I kind of had my game plan down. Saturday was stock super stock combo, and that's like. It's not a real NHRA stock event, eliminator event, but it's organized like one at the track, and all the local stocker and super stocker guys get together and compete with each other. And it's like an NHRA event, except there's no heads up, so it's basically just a bracket race between stock eliminator guys. So I got to see all my old stock eliminator friends, and then I got my ass kicked in the first round, but it wasn't, it was a fun time. I had I ran a 97, a 98, and a 92. 92 was when I got eliminated, and I didn't write I was dialed a 97 when I ran a 92, so it was flying. The car was definitely getting faster. Then day 2 was Sunday, and it was Sunday was a good day for me. I ended up getting to the 4th round, which is good. I was down to the last 6 cars in pro bracket, and because there was no more stock super stock challenge, and I just signed up for pro. And typically, we had really crappy sleep. We came back onto the island on a lake boat on Saturday and Friday and Saturday night. So by Sunday, I was whipped. I was tempted to not even run, but then I decided to, which is always, for me, if I want to have a good result, I start out by not even wanting to go, and then it turns out well. The best time for the car all weekend, according to my logbook here, was a 1091 at 123 miles per hour. The best mile per hour was, I think it was 123.72. So it's getting close to 124 miles an hour. It's doing good. It's getting better. Some things, we don't run the fanciest transmission, although our transmission is very good, but it's not as fancy as some of the other guys, and that's probably worth a tenth or two. And I weighed the car, and the car is 200 pounds heavy right now, so that's a tenth or two there. So we theoretically could be down to the 10.5s if we put a better transmission in and took the weight out. We're not going to put a better transmission in anytime soon. We will take the weight out. I can't afford to do that expensive transmission stuff, not now. Maybe if I get through a year without breaking a bunch of stuff, I'll put the budget aside for that. With drag racing, in any class you do, but especially stock, super stock, the temptation is to keep up with the Joneses, and that's it's a sketchy deal. You never know where it's going to end up, and I mean, how much money do you want to spend? And I'm just in it to have a good time, and going under the index is fast enough, and we'll gradually work our way down. But for now, I'm happy with where we are. We can get into the national event like this, and the car is running great. The engine, fantastic, runs 150 degrees, which is unheard of. It's a fast engine running that cool all the time. Fantastic. Yeah, fired up every time. Might be having a battery issue. I have to check the date on the battery. It's always a whole bunch of little things, but all in all, I just couldn't be more tickled. I have a few people to thank. First and foremost is my crew chief, Mike Breno, aka Dr. Big Walk, who put the whole thing together, the car, and he's just been a great crew chief for all these years, 30-something years we've been racing, and he's always been my crew chief, and I just can't thank him enough. He's a great guy, and he might be cranky sometimes, but he has a heart of gold, and just couldn't ask for a better crew chief. And Steve Ryland, he's my other teammate. He was out there racing too, and he's a great guy to have along. He's another one of those people who can rise to the occasion and fix anything at any given moment. And Steve Wan and Don Little. Steve Wan especially assembled this motor after we've blown it up a second time, and you have to pay for stuff, but it was. He did a great job, and he is the best engine builder I've had so far. No, not blowing any smoke at Dan Dvorak, but Steve Wan is the next level. And Mary Silkett and Jen Jones, Mike's girlfriend, were out at the track, and they were always fun to have. And so was Dave Wicken, who builds the carburetors for our other race cars. This car's got stock eliminator carburetors, which I just don't really touch. And Scott Vine is our official photographer, and he was out there too. And it was just great having our whole crew. Thanks to all those people who helped us, and anybody whose names I'm forgetting. Obviously my wife, my kids, all the people who help with Wagons of Steel. You know who you are. Really appreciate everything, and see you out at the track. Bring my camera, and make sure that if not me, somebody videotapes the car, because I can't videotape the car while I'm in it. And that's about all I have for this week. Until next time, keep the rubber side down, the shiny side up. Take care.